All right, I'm here with Ryzie Lee, and we're discussing the Korean Netflix show My Home or My Sweet Home or whatever. It's on my Netflix. It says My Sweet Home, but on IMDb it says Sweet Home. So I don't know
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
which.
it said My Sweet Home on my one too.
Yeah, on here it's just this Sweet Home is what it says. So
But
this
I also
show.
remember thought it was named like a hotel or something. Anyway, cut you off, sorry.
No, that's right. They're stuck in this apartment
Hotel.
complex. Is it a
Yeah, no,
hotel?
yeah. No, it's no, yeah, it's more of an apartment complex. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, and there's a guy down there who owns like this 7-Eleven thing in the apartment complex, and the best way I can describe this show is it's like a Korean Resident Evil. Like
Yeah,
it's
definitely a lot of Resident Evil vibes in this.
yeah, and this guy here, the main character. Okay, this is a theme that I'm starting to notice in Korean shows because in this one and the other one, there was somebody being bullied and somebody trying to off themselves the whole show. Like this guy here, the main character, spends most of the show wanting to die for some reason because he's got depression or something. And it was the same thing on that. What was that other one? We're dead or something. Where all of us are dead. Whatever.
All of us are dead, I think it
Yeah,
was called.
yeah, and that they had the same thing on there. I don't know if this is like an issue in Korea or South Korea or something, but I'm noticing every time I watch a Korean show, even on that Squid Games, they had some people on there that were the same way. Like I don't know if that's like a big thing in South Korea, like to show somebody that's like wanting to off themselves or something. It's kind of a weird thing. But
Not to
anyway,
mention, like, no, because you're right. I didn't make those connections, but even there's another one. It's called hashtag Alive, I think, and it's a Korean one. But this guy's he's in an apartment building where there's a zombie outbreak, and at one point in that he almost kills himself, but another person stops him. So it's like, why are they trying to fucking like they've got monsters running around everywhere? You'd think you'd be trying to cling to life, not fucking kill yourself.
yeah, I don't understand why they. And I'm noticing it's like they make a big deal about it. It's like they're trying to emphasize this point for some reason. And I didn't get it in this show. And I mean on the All of Us Are Dead show, I kind of got it a little bit, but the problem is it. I don't know if I want to say they're like glamorizing it or something, but it's like some weird fetish thing or something is the only way I can explain it. It's like, ooh, look
Well,
at
and
this
it's like,
girl.
why is it in all these shows that they're
Yeah,
bringing out and movies?
yeah, that's my
I don't know.
only real
It has
complaint.
to be a Korean thing, I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
I
just
don't.
naturally suicides.
Yeah, I don't. That's the only thing I can determine because this kid here, the main kid, it's the same thing. Instead of the girl, he's getting bullied and he wants to go up to the roof and off himself, but then there's like just random monsters running all over the damn place, and I mean it's really crazy, man. But overall, I really do like this show. But if I
Yeah,
hear
I
that
really
freaking
enjoyed it.
yeah, if I hear that fucking Imagine Dragons song again, I'm going to kill
Oh
somebody.
shit! They definitely got their money's worth for that,
Oh
didn't they? It like
God,
I
man.
like that song, but like near the end of the series, I'm like, oh, if you play that fucking song one more
Yeah,
fucking time, I'm gonna bash my head against the wall.
yeah. Every time they're fighting a monster, I'm a hero.
Yeah, like
It's like,
the first time
oh,
when they did it, it was epic as fuck. And then the second
yeah,
time you're like, oh, okay, I guess it's a good song. And then like for the after the fifth fucking time or something, you're like, what the fuck?
yeah. I'm like, I'm starting to understand why this guy wants to off himself because he has to listen to this fucking song every time there's a monster around. We have to hear this thing. So the majority of the show is these people are stuck in here and they can't really go outside because whenever they go outside, like weird shit happens. Like this South Korean soldier guy, well, there's a lady that's like she goes crazy and she's like, I got to get out of here and all this, and she forces her way out of there. And then this
Oh
South
yeah, the
Korean,
one that was looking for a daughter.
yeah, yeah, I got to find my
Dude,
daughter. I
I
got to get
called
out of
such
here.
bullshit when you actually seen her daughter alive. I was like, fuck off.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah,
outside is dead and there are monsters everywhere. And
yeah,
fucking here comes her daughter. Mom, mom. Come fuck off.
yeah, yeah. She sees the daughter, and she's just like, "I've got to get out of here. I got to do it." And then that stupid guy with the shop's like, "No, I'm not going to do it because I'm a control freak that beats my wife, and I'm gonna harass you and stockpile the food, and none of you are gonna get your food because I'm in control here and all this." And man, it's just so this South
Yeah,
Korean
I don't know
soldier
why
guy.
anyone didn't just fucking off him as soon as he started
Yeah,
pulling that shit. As soon as he
yeah,
turned his back, I just pick up something solid, just bash him over the fucking head. I'm like, now I'm in control of the shop.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He makes a huge deal of that, and then later on, he starts bragging about beating his wife or whatever. Like it's this.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, no one already liked you. Now we hate you.
Yeah,
Like,
I
if there wasn't a reason to kill him before, now there's definitely one.
yeah, like I'm so cool. Look at me. I own this 7-Eleven in this apartment complex, and I abuse my wife, and you're all worthless. What I forget. What did he call her? He called her like a fat slug or something. It was some weird
It
thing.
was
Like
something. Yeah, he treated her
yeah,
like fucking dirt.
yeah. So, anyways, the South Korean soldier guy, the lady that got out of the complex, she sees her daughter and she runs up to her, and then her daughter, like, it was a trick. She's like this resident evil monster that's just like looks like a little girl or whatever. And then the South Korean guy goes out there to save her from the getting killed. So this monster gets 2 free kills just because that stupid lady had to run out there and get her daughter.
I like how you phrase that. This monster gets 2 free kills. It's like in the fucking video game. You stole my kill, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, that's what happened. He got a free kill. The monsters are pretty weird. Like we have a big Hulk guy, like this thing here.
Oh, that
That's
Hulk one
just
was fucking scary, man.
yeah. This thing is just rampaging around, like
Bashing
busting
through all
down
their
doors.
fucking goddamn barricades.
Yeah, and he's like tormenting these 2 little kids the whole time, and they're just like screaming and everything. And then there's this guy in there that's like, "I'm gonna be Akira with my sword and all this," and he's
I
trying to.
liked that guy. He was probably my favorite.
Yeah, I liked him till until the elevator thing where he was on fire or whatever. Remember
Yeah.
that was so. You know what? I'm so sick of that.
I barely remember it because I knew he was about to die, and I'm like, don't you play that fucking song. Don't you fucking play it. And then they
That's
played it, and I'm just like, ah, god damn it, you did it.
yeah. And then it's like, don't help me. I'm an inch away in an elevator, and I'm going to die. Please light me on fire. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like, are you kidding me? I'm so sick of this like needless sacrifice bit.
Yeah, the fucking martyr complex.
Ugh. I had to stab. I think that was his dad, the mailman guy, or whatever. If I remember right. I think that's why he was like so upset. And it's like I can understand that, but you don't have to kill yourself. Like, why didn't he just take that thing's head off? He's like, no, I have to like do this dramatic thing where I run up behind it and then stab
No, see,
into it.
what you don't understand, Hargrave, it's in the script. This is my fate.
Yeah, pretty much. That was pretty fucking.
It's like, yeah, I hate those sort of things because it's just like, you don't have to fucking die. It's like the
Yeah.
fucking main school kid on fucking All of Us Are Dead. You know, I got it that I thought he could. Why I don't understand why he just didn't run with them. And the dad finally finds the fucking
Oh God.
daughter, and then he sacrifices himself in the fucking goddamn courtyard when they could have just locked the fucking door. He didn't have to stay in that fucking
Yeah.
courtyard.
That
Tennis
that
court, that's what it was.
that drove me insane, man. Like he had to. I'm gonna wave my hands around, and you kids run over there, and I'm going to die needlessly over here for you. Now run, kids. Be free. You're the future. Be smarter than me. I'm stupid. I had to like throw a flare and die for nothing.
Exactly. Because I thought maybe that's why he was sacrificing himself because he had no flares left. But then he fucking uses a flare anyway. I'm like, where the fuck did you get that one?
Yeah, he just kept pulling out magical flares out of his thing or whatever, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Which,
man.
to be fair, I guess it is plausible because he was like a fire rescue dude or some shit. So he probably did have a lot of those.
No,
But
that chick was a firefighter, the one that's like, if you let me in there, I'll get you your secret box that won't expose that you're making monsters or whatever. And they're like, okay, we're gonna let you in there. Like,
oh
okay,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah, I forgot about her.
Yeah, they sent her
Yeah,
in
she
there to
was.
retrieve that box, and then those freaking, I don't know who those other guys were. They were just like random pirates or something that bashed this thing through the front door or whatever.
Yeah,
They ram it.
they
Go
were
ahead.
like some mercenaries or something, but you didn't know what their real goal was. And I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure this was meant to get a season two. It just must not have done very well because obviously we're not going to get it because this came out in 2015, I think.
yeah. Because I'm like, who are these people? They don't even explain to them, and then they just cut that guy's finger off for no reason when all they had to do was just put his thumb on there. And they're like, they're just like harassing them for nothing. They don't even tell them like what they want or anything. And it's like they're gonna go cut people's thumbs off or whatever because they think somebody in there,
The
they think
thumb
somebody in
cutters.
there, yeah, they think somebody in there has the thumb to open that box or whatever. And in the meantime, this guy, the main guy. Okay, so there's two main guys. There's this guy, and I'll see if I can find the other guy. So this guy is, I would call, the good monster, and he
Yeah,
basically, his arm turns into like some armored knife thing, and the bad guy is this guy that he's basically the same guy as on We're All Dead. He just can't die. Like you could shoot this guy 1,000 times. He gets shot and his neck broke or something, and no matter what, they couldn't kill this guy.
they
But the
just
only
kept
way,
fucking coming back.
yeah. So the main guy here, he ends up having to kill that guy, which is like the main villain because he comes down and he's like, "I'm sorry, but you're all I'm above all of you now, and humans are worthless. I'm a new
Yeah, he
species."
had a
All this.
massive god complex.
Yeah, and he's like, "I have to kill you now because I'm above all of you," and I was just like, "What?" So
Yeah,
that
like
whole
the
thing
logic
was,
with a lot of it was a really good show, but the logic between a lot of these people's actions makes no goddamn fucking sense whatsoever.
no, yeah, they have like they have stuff on like those pirate guys. You're wondering like, how did these guys survive out there? How did they get this tank to ram the building? And then they don't even explain it to you or the people in the building or anything. They just give us your thumb. We need
Yeah,
to take your
they
thumb.
show up like I think halfway or near the end of the series, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then like there's like this epic shootout between him and this freaking firefighter chick in there, and she's like a freaking marksman because they try to tackle this guy with the gun, and she like does a crack shot between them and shoots this guy point blank. That was pretty good. I was like, wow, man. That was a bold move to shoot like that between those two guys when they had that guy pinned against the wall. I was like, that could have gone wrong so fast, man.
Oh yeah.
So, towards the end of the show, the government. This is another thing I'm noticing too. Is it's like they always make the Korean government has no choice, no matter what, but to kill everyone. So they're
Well,
like
it's
trying to.
not just Korean shows, all sort of shows like this or movies. You know, the government they always try to go to the government for saving them.
Yeah,
And the
yeah,
government always immediately pretty much either locks you up, tries to fucking kill you, and they're always saying, we have no choice but to do this. Which, coming from like their point of view, I understand it. But if I was ever in a situation like this, the last people I'm fucking looking for to fucking save me and my loved ones is the fucking government. You know, fuck that.
yeah, yeah,
I'm like, you better hope that you got some pirate mates like those fucking cocksuckers that show up with the fucking tank. You know, that
yeah.
technically they were the bad guys, but they're probably the good guys if you're on their team.
Yeah. I mean, you just don't know. That's the problem. I mean, I'm watching this, and these guys just ram through there with that thing, and then they start shooting people, and I'm like, what is this? Like, who are these guys? Like, it was just so random, that whole thing. So, anyways, they fight them for a couple of episodes, and they get themselves free from them, and then the government's like, "Get out of here! We're gonna nuke this place. We're done with this shit. We're gonna blow it up, and you better get out of here." And then so they're like trying to like figure out how to get out of there without being shot to death. And there's some underground sewage tunnel or some shit, and they go through this thing and they get out, and it's so funny because at the end they like think they're free and they come up, and here's like the freaking South Korean government. They're all just sitting there like waiting for them to come out.
Yeah, we knew you'd come out. Now you're fucked.
So I'm like thinking, well, this is it. These people are gonna die, I'm guessing, because they're not gonna want to let these people out because they don't know if they're infected or what's going on or what here. I don't know, but that was really weird. And then the main character, he doesn't go with them. He just goes out to the soldiers in the front. And I'm thinking he's gonna die or like try to suicide killing them or something. I don't know what he was thinking here. But
He
they
did look
just
pretty fucking cool in this shot.
oh, I was expecting him to fight them. Like I was thinking he was gonna like turn into a monster and like fight them to give those people a chance to escape or something. That's
Oh,
what I
dude,
was
that would have
thinking.
been dope. Like some
Yeah,
fucking wings come out of his back and he just starts tearing shit up. Yeah,
yeah,
that would have been a better ending.
yeah. So I'm like waiting for this to happen, and it doesn't happen. That it's just he just comes out and he's just staring, and that's it. That's all he does. He just stares.
Yeah, pretty
That,
much.
that,
And
yeah.
another thing that like, because he looked cool, but one thing that really annoyed me is I'm pretty sure they started out the series with that shot, didn't they?
Oh yeah. At the beginning, they have this, and you
Yeah,
have no
I
context.
hate
Like
when movies and TV shows do that shit. I really
yeah,
fucking hate it. Like, let me get to the ending. Because once that shit starts, you know, I'm like, oh, great. So now we're going to do so and so long ago. And now I already know what we're leading up to. I'm like, fucking don't do that shit.
well,
Like, I,
1883 did that the worst, man. Like the beginning of
oh,
1883 was just like, why are you showing me this? And then I like watched the end, and I knew like I knew what was going to happen already, and I was like, yeah, it's just like it's like a pre spoiler. I don't know why they do that. It's like, here, this
they've
is what's
been
going
doing
to
it for
happen.
decades now, like in shows and movies. And I fucking hate it. I mean, pretty much, I don't know if you ever watched much Supernatural, but I've seen all of except for the last 3-4 seasons. Anyway, pretty much almost every season there'd be at least one episode where they would show you the ending before the fucking episode begins. And then it'd be like 24 hours earlier, 48 hours earlier, a week earlier. You know, it pisses me off so goddamn fucking much. It's like, let me just enjoy the product I'm consuming right now. Like, don't tell me I'm going to enjoy it or I'm going to hate it before I fucking even watch it.
Yeah, I don't know why they do that, man. It's just, why is this doing this? See if we can.
It's just fucking
I
stupid.
want to find a picture of that freaking
The other
that
Asian
guy.
dude.
No, the guy that well, yeah, that too, but the guy that owns the store, because
Oh,
that
that
guy,
fuck.
yeah, that guy that owns the store was just the worst in this, man.
Oh, easily. He was probably more of a fucking monster than the actual monsters.
Oh
You know, he
yeah,
was
and
more of a monster than that random one that just was like a fucking giant, long fucking thing with an eye attached to that. That made me fucking sick. Like, you know what I'm talking? It was trying to kill the
oh
fucking
yeah,
kid.
the thing that went after the guy in the wheelchair.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
was
okay,
fucking weird.
yeah, they had weird shit on there. Like there was that other monster, and it was just like green Jello or something, and it didn't
I
even
can't
hurt the
remember.
kid. It like brings
Oh
the
yeah,
kid
and
to
then they
them.
fucking yeah, it was like yeah, I was like, so now there are good monsters, and then they just fucking kill it. They didn't really even
Yeah,
explain. Yeah, that was weird too.
I don't know why. I was like, why would you kill this thing? I don't know, man. It was just, and then the other thing was too. They never explained what that thing was in that cocoon. You remember that thing in the cocoon?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
what the fuck was
vaguely,
that
vaguely.
thing? Yeah, there was this
I
gigantic thing.
think that was, I think it was someone he knew. The wheelchair dude. Was it in his apartment?
No, it was out. It was
No.
outside of his apartment, and he opens the door and he's like, "What the hell is this thing?" And you see this thing that's like in this cocoon thing, and you can hear a heartbeat and something moving around in there. And throughout the whole show, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm thinking, at some point, this thing, I'm guessing, is going to come out and kill them, or I don't know. It just, they never showed what it was. So I'm like, well, what was the point of that? Why would you show us this? It's just like, here's this big womb that's birthing something, but we're not going to show you. Maybe that was for
That's why,
season two
like,
or
I
something. I
think,
don't know.
I really do believe it was meant to get a second season because there was a lot of shit they built and made, but there was no payoff for.
Yeah, yeah, that's that, and what else was there? Well, the ending. We're going to talk about that in a couple minutes, but see, there was that Jello monster. There was that spider monster thing that got killed. The
There was
freaking
also that fucking bat-looking motherfucker who had half his head chopped off.
oh
Like, that
yeah, and
one
it kept
fucking annoyed the shit out of me.
yeah, and he kept saying, "I can't see. Oh, I can't see."
I know.
It's like if you don't have your fucking head. And you know what was stupid? It's like that guy with the sword. It's like he acts like he's this fucking samurai, but he can't. Like why couldn't he have just killed that thing? It was
Yeah,
like,
chopped
really,
its
you're
head
just,
off. Like, instead of chopping its head in half, why don't you just chop it off?
yeah,
It
yeah,
annoyed the shit out of me. Like, that's another trope with these horror monster films. You know, they do something to stop the monster momentarily, and I've always been like, no, keep hacking at that motherfucker until there is nothing left that can come back, because these fucking cocksuckers always come back. And then you're like, oh my god, I thought it was dead. I'm like, obviously it's not dead. You're in a horror movie, you fucking stupid shit. Like, they don't know they're in a horror movie. But look, if I ever find myself in a situation where there are aliens, zombies, monsters trying to fucking kill me, I'm going to assume I'm in a fucking horror movie that aliens somewhere are fucking watching right now. And they know that I shouldn't go into that fucking dark room alone. But people do anyway.
yeah, pretty much. Oh, and then this guy here who's like this like super calm dude, which was like weirding me out the whole time. Like I don't know how this guy was like so calm, man. So he was training to be like I think a nurse's assistant or something. And
Yeah,
then
some sort of shit like that.
one of the gals, for some reason, she needed to have her, I think it was her appendix was bursting or some shit. So they go do makeshift surgery and nearly kill her. And then
I
at
forgot
the
about
end,
that.
and then at the end, like he's gonna go out to there to the Korean army like the other guy and be this big hero and all this. But he doesn't. He just goes up and locks himself in this room where it's like the security room that shows all the cameras, and he just dies for nothing too. And I'm just like, I don't know how much more like pointless deaths I can take.
No
I
shit.
just
Like
like
you get invested into these characters and you're yelling at the screen. You're like, "Don't do this, you fucking retard! There's another way, and it's clearly simple to see."
uh, I just don't. I just don't know what to say, man. It's like and then this guy who's like this yakuza guy or something who has this like
Yeah,
entire
like the
grudge.
fucking assassin dude. Yeah, he was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, he's got like this like weird grudge against everybody for no reason. There was
And
a
he's
lot
just
of
a
stuff
pissed
like
off
that.
dude.
Uh, this is the guy in the wheelchair here. Let's see.
Just give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna drink.
Yeah, good. Well, we've pretty much gone through most of it. We'll just go towards the end now. So, like I said, the end, they're trying to get out of this building and they go into this underground tunnel where the main guy here just goes outside and stares. So, all the people get out through this secret tunnel thing, and the South Korean army is just standing there like, oh, you got out and all this. Like I said, I was thinking they were all going to get shot or something. And then the firefighter chick is there, and they're mad at her because she didn't get the well, she had the briefcase thing, but she couldn't. Nobody can open it. They're gonna have to like crack it or do something because she didn't. She could. Nobody can open it because the person has to put their thumb on it, and they don't know who it is or whatever. But she gave them the freaking briefcase. So the end is they're like being hauled off, and that firefighter chick's like, you have to survive. It's imperative, and you must live, and all this. And they're just like driving off. And then the main guy here, which I still don't understand why he did this, he basically surrenders to the South Korean army, and he's in some like armored vehicle with like all these guys pointing guns at him, and he's just sitting there looking like, well, I guess I'm fucked or whatever. Like he's gonna be their guinea pig or whatever.
Yeah,
But
see if they can make more
yeah,
than likely. Yeah, like I said, it really, really should have got a second season. The only thing I can think of is it must have done terrible, but
well,
for
it
the
did.
most part, it was a good show. The only thing
Yeah,
is that they really made me not like that fucking Imagine the Dragon song,
yeah,
and I really liked that song until this
yeah,
fucking show, and now
yeah.
every
I
time
mean,
like
yeah.
it's
Every
like
time I hear that fucking song now, I'm gonna think of this fucking show and all this because they just drilled it into your fucking head, man. Like I don't know
yeah,
why.
it was on at least half the episodes. At least half, I'd say.
Yeah, and you know,
I
and
can't
you know
remember
it.
how many episodes. Does it say how many episodes there are?
Um,
I want to say like 8 or 10.
it says
At
10.
least it was more 10. Yeah, I thought it was 10. At least they gave us fucking more than what fucking Disney does with all their fucking cop tease
Oh,
shows.
yeah. Like here's 6 episodes, and all of them are garbage except for the last 2.
Yeah, it's like the first one's good, the middle is fucking complete horseshit, and then the last episode's usually really good.
Just imagine how bad they're gonna destroy Obi-Wan, man. That's gonna be like freaking sad.
Oh,
Like I
like
don't know.
I'm gonna be stupid and hold out hope, but
Yeah, I
from
know.
that trailer we watched, it doesn't look like he's gonna be in it all that much. You know,
Yeah,
I've got a real bad feeling he's about to get Boba Fetted.
yeah. They're gonna have him like he'll be on like 10 seconds of each episode. I bet. Like he'll hardly,
Yeah,
you know. And
he's
then
standing there watching Luke Skywalker like a creep.
yeah, and then the last episode, it'll be like a 2 minute fight between him and Vader. That's shorter than the original fight in the first movie. You'll just be like,
Yeah. Well,
this is.
I hope they fucking make it at least cool, because if they're gonna do it, make it fucking epic. Don't fuck around.
I don't know, man. I've lost faith in Disney a long time ago, man. When they freaking
Oh
fired
fuck!
Gina
I
Carano,
never had
yeah.
faith in Disney. I
Oh,
really enjoyed Hawkeye. That was pretty much the one that I've enjoyed the most so far from them. Even more so than fucking probably Mandalorian.
yeah. Mando is probably their biggest hit. Like when you think of
Yeah,
everything, like the Mando, and it's so funny because their whole thing is like the Force is female and whammon and all this and
yeah,
those
and
fucking
their character is literally called Mando.
yeah. And he's a fucking clumsy guy with a baby Yoda, and that is like outdoes everything. And they wonder why. It's like, oh, gee, how come those movies tank? But this, well, gee, what do you think? You got a fucking
Yeah.
guy here who doesn't have some stupid lady following him around, whispering him in his ear that he's a piece of shit loser and all this. And
No shit. Fucking
I'm
Boba
Boba
Fett would have
Fett.
been fucking dead 10 times over if he hadn't saved that bitch's life.
Yeah, I'm Boba Fett. I have no plan. What should we do, Whammon? I'm gonna go kill the guys that started this. Okay, that's a plan.
Yeah, there
And
you go. What that didn't cross your mind before? You, like, someone had to tell you that? How fucking dumb are you? Are you just fucking dense or dumb as shit, Boba? Which is it? Is it both?
well, I do enjoy these Korean shows. At least this doesn't have any woke crap and none of
No,
this.
that's what's really
Yeah,
good about these shows. You know,
yeah.
they sometimes have really stupid shit happening in them, but yeah, for the most part, I'm digging this stuff. You know, I've got to get a hold of fucking an English version of the Train to Bosnia or Bizia.
oh yeah, I've been
It's a
meaning to watch that. Yeah, the train to
Yeah, I
Busan or
really want to
something.
watch it. It's not on my Netflix anymore, and the sites I use, I can't find an English version of it.
Mm.
I got an English version of the second one, but I'm like, there's no fucking point watching the fucking second one if I don't know what happens in the first one.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those, but I remember seeing on now since I've been watching these, I'm like I might go watch that because I'm just done with
Well,
American
see,
crap.
I that's why I want to watch it, because that was the first time I'd heard about the Koreans doing this horror genre. I mean, when that came out, it was all over fucking Facebook. You know, Netflix was heavily advertising it, and then I don't know why it's not on there anymore. I mean, obviously because it came out years ago, but yeah, I didn't get on the no pun intended. I didn't get on the Korean train at the time.
Oh man. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up.
Yeah, we pretty much covered everything. One last thing I want to bring up. When that fucking firefighter chick drove the fucking truck into that giant fucking monster, and I'm pretty sure the fucking dragon song was playing during that scene too. That was pretty fucking dope. I was like, oh, you're not going to be able to take him down. And she fucking did. I'm like, good on you, chick. Good on you.
Well, you know, that thing flies out like a fifth story window and somehow survived. Like
Yeah, no
that.
shit. That's when I was like, well, how the fuck are they gonna kill it? Gravity couldn't even kill it, and gravity is fucking law.
Yeah, and before that, that freaking wannabe samurai guy sliced the fuck out of it, and it didn't do anything to it. It was like that thing was just invincible. You couldn't do anything to it, but apparently, it being rammed
Yeah,
by
he
a
just appeared on the
firefighter.
screen then.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was a really good fucking show. It's just, yeah, some of the monsters were just like as if you're playing a video game. You'd be getting so angry. You're like, fuck, how many times do I have to fucking kill this thing?
yeah.
Like there was one. It reminds me of one of the Resident Evil games. I think it was 6, and throughout one of the whole arcs, you played as Wesker's son and some chick. I think she was called Sherry. And pretty much the entire arc when you're playing as them, there's this fucking monster that you've constantly got to outrun and get away from. And I fucking hated that monster. And that fucking he reminded me of this fucking tank cunt on this one.
Yeah, it really does. It really is a Korean Resident Evil. Like that's really what the show
Oh
was.
yeah, like this was more Resident Evil than any Resident Evil movie I've seen.
Yeah, it sure felt like it. Because Resident Evil, most of it is just that stupid girl like complaining and crying, and then they're just running around, and then you might see something here and there, but it was just mostly her running around trying to find the things to fight or whatever. Whereas this, it's like these people are barricaded, and these things are trying to get in there.
Yeah, see, I love barricaded horror stories a lot more than running around the fucking world.
Oh, how
I
about you,
still want
Goblin?
to one day I want to see a fucking team of like not just civilians, I want a team of like mercenaries or black ops or just some trained motherfuckers who know how to take care of business. And just give us I'll even take just a minimum of 6 episodes and give me that where it's just focused on like a hard ass fucking crew. They've got some sort of fucking mission. Don't know if they're trying to protect someone or find a cure. It's not that fucking hard to tell this story. But have some people that are not complete incompetent fucking idiots fight monsters or zombies.
Well, yeah, Walking Dead at the beginning was like that, but the problem with Walking Dead is the cop guy just turned into a complete pussy. He was just a complete
Yeah, they
pussy.
really Rick Grimes was like Rick Grimes maybe 20% of the time on the TV show. He was completely different in the fucking comics. Way more fucking ruthless. Wasn't walking around for a complete fucking season going, Laurie! Laurie! I'm like, dude, you
Yeah,
hated her near the end. Who fucking cares? She's
yeah,
fucking
and
dead. The show is awesome. And now you're
remember,
going to be the fucking pain in the ass?
yeah, remember the episode where they're in the prison and the black chick with the sword is looking at him, and they show Rick like out by the fence, and he's got his hands out like he's holding somebody, and she's just staring at him like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then they show Rick from his view, and he's holding Lori, and you're like, "What?" That
Yeah,
was
who
just.
fucking cares?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
fuck
glad
it.
Lori
It was
died.
just stupid.
Lori was fucking annoying. I hated Lori on
Oh,
that
dude,
season.
and you know what's worse? I used to like that actress because it took me a few episodes when I first started watching it. She was from Prison Break. I had a huge crush on her when I was a teenager watching that show. And then, like, this show came out. I'm like, fuck you, Laurie. Because I hated Laurie in the comics as well. But TV show, I hated her even more.
How about when she tells Shane that uh, I slept with Shane or whatever? She tells Rick this, and then his response is, "Oh well, that was then, and this is now, and nothing we could do about." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?" Like that
No,
was the most
exactly.
bullshit. any normal man that gets told by his wife that I cheated with your police officer friend would just be like,
Best,
"What the fuck?"
not just partner, but his best friend.
Yeah, yeah, and he's just like, "Oh, that was then. We're in apocalypse now, and it's fine." It's like, are you kidding me?
Dude, I would have left all those motherfuckers. I'd be like, yo, Daryl, you want to fucking hit the road, dude? That would be the only guy I would have took with me. I'd be like, yo,
Yeah.
you're good. I'm good. We don't need these fucking leeches. I know we're meant to do the right thing and protect the fucking weak, but you know what? Your brother was right. Let's go fucking find him. I'm going to apologize to him for fucking him having to chop off his fucking hand. And still, like, even to this day, because I'm a big fucking Michael Rooker fan. When Rick did that in the first season, I was like, fuck you, Rick. That guy was
Yeah,
literally just doing fucking God's work, man.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah. He lives.
he was such, like, it's so funny, like, how woke Walking Dead got
Yeah,
and how racist Michael Rooker and Daryl and Meryl were in the first couple seasons. And then, like, Daryl got, like, some sort of fucking positivity stick jammed up his mongrel ass, where he's like, oh no, now I've got to save everybody. Blah, 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 blah. Here, look at my cute little doggy. I really like Norman Reedus and the Daryl Dixon character. Like, it's one of the last fucking good characters that were on it, but they turned him into such a fucking cuck.
yeah. I mean, he was nothing like the first season. Like the first season, he's like this redneck hunter guy who's living
Yeah,
off
he was cool
squirrels.
and shit. Like, when
Yeah,
he showed, he's like, hey, that's my deer. Get away from it.
yeah.
What about if we just chop through this bite mark? You think that'll be good? No, man, I wouldn't tempt that.
And then they and then they turned Carol into like a fucking SEAL Team 6 operative. That's like
No
every
shit,
time.
where she literally saves the entire fucking crew. That was pretty badass, but I was like, you really expect me that this old frail woman is gonna take out like 30 other fucking people with guns on her own? Like, what the fuck?
Carol was an abused woman, and she can handle herself just fine. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no
apparently
shit.
so.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
weird. They drastically changed her from the comics too. Like, in the comics, she actually commits fucking suicide. She goes up to a zombie and lets it bite her. If I'm remembering correctly, it's been years since I fucking read it.
someone
But
told me that what was that blonde that slept with the governor is the one that Rick was supposed to be with.
yeah, yeah. But the thing is that might have happened, but they turned that character into such a hateful piece of shit. Where everyone, I loved her in the comics. On that fucking show, I fucking despised her. She was a piece of, like, talk about you a CUNT, man. She was 100% fucking mate. Like, look up fucking cunt in the dictionary. You see fucking that bitch, Andrea. That was her name. Because yeah, like in the comics, she actually hooks up with fucking the old dude. I think it was not Herschel, Dale. I think it was Dale, the one with the RV. And then he dies, and then after a bit, her and Rick hook up.
Dale is the guy who's like trying to hide their guns, and he's like, "We're gonna hold court and all this," and they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about? There's no more
Yeah,
courts or any of this shit. We're in an apocalypse, asshole. I don't want to live in a world where there's no courts." Well, guess what? That's what you're living in.
yeah, it's too late, buddy. We're already fucking there. Like, the world is over. I'm in charge. Like, that's why, like, I hated the governor in the comics, but the governor on the TV show, I kind of fucking dug. I was like, you know what? I probably would have fucking left Rick's group and fucking joined yours. I'd be like, look, Rick, I love you, man, but you're just too fucking soft for this fucking world. I signed up with you because I thought you were the only option. Now I
Yeah,
realize that there is a fucking guy that's actually got a pair of fucking balls attached to him.
and then Shane, who's like the most hardcore person on that show, goes out like a bitch.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't believe that, man. I was like, wow, this is how Shane goes out. Like, wow, that was.
Well, the thing is that I don't know if you've read the comics. He goes out even worse in the comics, and like the show actually did him more justice than he did in the comics. He didn't even survive the first graphic novel. Now he dies in the woods. He never makes it to the farm in the comics. Like he's long. By the time they get to the farm, like Shane's been dead for at least, I know, at least 2-3 issues. You know.
You know, Walking Dead is ending soon. We should
Yeah,
probably
no,
do.
I heard that, but they've got all these spin-off shows. I don't know if you've seen that other one. It's not Fear the Walking Dead. They did another one. I forget what it was called. I watched, I
Oh,
think, 4 episodes.
is
It
that
was,
the one with it's like these kids are on a plane or something and they survive a plane crash and it's like a black girl and a Puerto Rican girl and some British guy or
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the one. I don't remember the plane crash, but yeah, those sounds like the same chicks because they've also got some fucking retard fucking walking around with them. I can't even remember the characters. It was so fucking awful. It was just, I was like, are you trying to make shitty shows now? Like, we're just throwing money at the wall now and hoping
Yeah.
that something sticks.
Well, you know,
Hey,
Walking Dead has been beaten to death, man. And you know,
yeah,
they're coming out with a movie of Rick, and they're going to show what happened to him.
to him. Yeah, yeah, I know. We've been fucking promised that for how many fucking years now? I'm like, when the fuck are we getting it? Because, like, by the time it comes out, I'm not going to be fucking interested.
Oh, I don't even know if I'm interested now because I mean, Walking Dead seems like it's been on. It feels like 20 years. It feels like that show's been on
Well,
for like lifetimes, man.
at least 10.
Yeah, and you know, I will watch the last one to see like how it ends, but it's probably gonna
Oh
be
yeah,
shit.
no, I will. I mean, I will eventually catch up with this shit because I've invested too much goddamn fucking time. Yeah, it's been on for 12 fucking years. It came out in 2010 apparently. I thought it was earlier than that, but obviously not.
Yeah, I thought it was way longer than that, man. Like that it
So
seems
did
like
I.
it's on its like 20th season or some shit.
Well, this is just telling me it's 10 seasons, but I thought they were up to 11. Let me go to
Well,
IMDb.
you know the thing is too is they always do that bullshit where they have to split it in half and be like, "This is our
Yeah, oh man, that really started pissing me off when shows
yeah
started doing that mid-season break bullshit. Yeah, no, go
yeah
fuck yourself.
yeah." It's like I want to watch the whole damn show, not just half of it or whatever. I think the last
No, yeah.
Walking Dead that I remember watching was they were fighting those cannibal people in that like meat factory or something.
Oh
And
shit, you've got a lot to catch up with.
well, I mean, I've tried to watch like here and there, but I just get bored with it. It's so boring because
Well,
it just
honestly, what I've started doing when I do watch it, I will skip over a lot of the fucking drama talk. You know, just them sitting talking about still after they've been in this fucking world for I don't know how many fucking years. They're still coming to terms that it's the end of the world. I'm like, fuck, dude, the world ended years ago now. This is the new world. Fuck. Oh
you,
my
you know
god, I remember this. Like,
I
shut
do
the fuck up.
I do like that other one. I was watching that one for a while where it was
Fear the
that fam.
Walking Dead?
Yeah, is that the one with the hot brunette where
Yeah.
they're in Texas or something? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that one I
That
was
was actually
watching.
really good. The only thing that sucked is that they killed off all the good characters.
Yeah, they always do this for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah,
And
well, apparently Nick was meant to stay alive, but he either wanted to leave the show or they had to let him go. I can't remember the reasoning. Someone was explaining it to me once about a year or
remember the
two
mom?
ago.
The mom did the same thing with the needless sacrifice. They're
I
sitting in
fucking
that.
hated the mum. I hated
Yeah,
her so goddamn much.
they're sitting in that car, and all they had to do was honk the horn, and all the zombies would have followed them away. But the mom's like, "No, just drive away, and I'll take this flare and die for nothing." It's always this stupid like fake sacrifice thing. I
Sacrifice,
just,
yeah. It
ugh.
drives me up the fucking goddamn wall, man. You know, and because and as much as I like the Meryl Dixon fucking character, like he didn't have to fucking die. He went to fight the governor's men alone, knowing he was gonna die, and there was no point to it. He just didn't want to be in Rick's fucking camp. And it's like, well, dude, your brother's there. You know, just get along with fucking Rick. I get it. Rick's a pussy. But you
Yeah,
know what? Get a few more people like us into Rick's group. We can take Rick out, and then we co-op the fucking goddamn group, and now we're in control. You know, it's just a numbers game. I was like, trust me, Daryl will fucking choose you over Rick. He'll have no fucking choice.
I
It's
remember.
in,
I remember I saw the one where Rick leaves or dies, or I don't know what happened, but he was fucking around on a bridge or something, and
yeah,
he gets zerged, and then he falls on this pole, which would have been the death of most people, but somehow he manages to pull himself out of this uh, like long pole and then make it to this bridge, and then he blows up like enough dynamite to take down a building, and he somehow lands a mile away
survive
and lives.
again.
Yeah,
Some,
I'm like,
and then
what?
somehow a helicopter landed near him,
Yeah,
and someone seen him and put him on the fucking helicopter.
yeah. It's the trash lady. The trash lady's like stalking him or whatever. That weirdo. It's like, what's going on here? I'm calling in support. We're not going to live in the dump anymore. It's like, what?
No shit. Oh, I forgot about that bitch. Well,
Yeah,
talk about a
the
fucking group. I don't even
yeah,
know if those people were in the comics or if they just made them for the show.
yeah. Imagine that you're in a Holocaust and you choose to live in a dump like that, like a literal dump. Like you
Yeah,
have
like how
anywhere.
that like you're surrounded by death and you're gonna we're gonna live in a dump and probably get fucking we're gonna be the ones that spread fucking COVID in this world because there is no goddamn good thing than fucking living in a dump. It's so fucking retarded, man. Like the first place, like where I would stay is hold on, I think I'm getting a phone.
Oh gosh.
No, sorry about that. I gotta leave and come back because I was getting a phone call. 1 sec.
All right. I guess I'll just talk a bit since Ryzie doesn't understand what a live stream is. Apparently, we got Tree Goblin and Jack Stafford here, and good morning to both of you.
Phone. I was getting a phone call, so I had to hang up because it fucks up the audio.
Well, that's fun. Well, anyways, I think we're done here, man. We got finished with that story.
Yeah,
We
I
just
think
started
we just
going.
talked about Walking Dead longer than we did fucking the actual show.
Yeah, I should do a Walking Dead discussion later.
I think we already did it.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, Tree Goblin and Jack Stafford, I guess thanks for watching, and
Yeah, thanks for coming by, guys.
we'll catch you later, everybody. Bye.